All right, everyone. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Joshua, I had an interesting day today.
You did? What happened?
I got banned on Twitter again
Oh no.
for no good reason. It wasn't even for something recent. It was for something like a week old that they went trolling through my Twitter account to find. I tweeted on January 27th. So I was like, what in the holy hell? You know what it was?
What?
It was about CVS doing stupid diversity training with their employees, and Twitter said I was posting hacked materials, but this is literally something CVS has issued a press release about.
Oh my God.
Literally issued a press release about the thing that I posted on Twitter and got a 12-hour ban for posting hacked materials. Can you believe that?
No, I can't believe that. And you know what I also can't believe? That the environmentalists have not come after CVS for giving us these streams of like receipts that like kill so many trees. Like literally, I don't even buy that much, but the last receipt I got at CVS, it was I could probably put it all around the apartment complex.
I don't know about that. I think you might be exaggerating.
Is a lot. It's ridiculous. So they banned you for how long though?
12 hours. So I think I still have about 6 hours left on the ban. I will be back on Twitter at some point tonight, but I will be sleeping. So believe me, I will be coming back with a vengeance tomorrow morning. I've already recorded a video on Twitter or on YouTube that's on the channel if you want to see the specific things that I got banned for no good reason. But I really think it's just a matter of time before I get permanently banned on Twitter. I really do. Now I'm going to stay until the bitter end. I'm not leaving voluntarily. They're going to have to drag me off that battlefield. But I almost want you to psychic, Joshua, if I'm going to get banned off of Twitter permanently.
Ooh.
Let's look into the future. Let's see.
Okay, so pose the question, will I be permanently banned off of Twitter? Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay.
Will I be permanently banned off of Twitter?
And someone stop shuffling your cards.
Stop.
Strife. I don't think permanently.
No?
No, I mean,
I'm never going to get permanently banned. I'm not going to get that feather in my cap.
You got to remember that life is determined by free will. So there's a lot that can happen between now and whether or not you get banned. Like that's the whole thing of like we create a reality. You have the free will to do whatever it is that you want. But Queen of Wands comes up. This is obviously you. It's your sign, everything. And then with the Strife card, there will be. So think of it in terms of fire, right? Say like a house catches on fire. The people are like, well, we can't have the house catching on fire. And that fire that's burning is you. So what do? They're like, we got to call the fire department, and the fire department comes. So the thing is that your fire is going to be something that makes people say, we got to put her out, right?
Yeah, okay. I would think so. Yeah.
I don't think that it's going to be permanent because your final card is Ace of Cups. So I don't think you'll ever say anything just so bad that you get permanently burned. Permanently banned. I'd be.
I don't know.
Permanently.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to be permanently banned because really, like, what would the fun in that be? But you know, I almost feel like it's an inevitability at this point. If I'm going to get banned for literally something that CVS issued a press release over, they've basically gotten rid of like any whistleblowing. Like this is they went after me for posting internal documents, which happens all the time. Journalists literally do this all the time. Now, I'm not a journalist, but I could argue that I committed an act of journalism because they've literally issued a goddamn press release over this. So how I just don't understand, Joshua. I don't understand. These people are crazy.
Yeah, well, if they don't like you, you know,
they will find a reason. Someone went trolling through my Twitter account and found a reason.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that it's because like some people that either like your haters or whatever are like going through your tweets and sort of like clicking like look for review of reporting them? Is that how this is happening?
Maybe honestly with this one, I suspect that CVS like got pissed and went to Twitter and got it like they saw that I tweeted because I tagged them in it. I mean, I was not being like covert about this operation. I literally tagged them in it. I think that they did it. I do. That's my gut instinct on it. Is like CVS. CVS is a Fortune 5 company, man. They're a really big company. I'm sure they do a lot of advertising with Twitter, whatever. I'm sure they put a word in and got the tweet taken down.
I bet you're right. Wow.
That's my gut instinct anyway. I don't know. I don't know how any of this works, but that was the first thing I thought of was that some little marketing ninny at CVS like ran to Twitter and was like me 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 me.
But it's only for 12 hours. So can you do anything on Twitter or?
I can DM with people. I have been DMing with people. I actually organized some stuff on Twitter that I needed to organize anyway through my DMs. So that was good. I can't like, I can't retweet, I can't post anything. It kind of sucks. Whatever. Tomorrow's a new day. I will be back on Twitter in the morning. I've been posting on Gab and Locals in the meantime, and I had like a 2.5-hour Zoom call with my locals earlier. So that really took up quite a bit of my time. I don't even know, Joshua. I just don't even know. I can't even do this anymore. The world has gone mad. Donald Trump is about to have a second impeachment trial for which he doesn't really even apparently care. I did have a question though. I think did we psychic last week if we psychicked whether Trump was going to get convicted in his impeachment trial last week, right?
I don't remember.
Well, maybe we can do that. Yeah. But I also want to do will Trump get a presidential library? Because that seems to be like the thing that people are complaining about now. People are saying Donald Trump can never have a presidential library. And that's why we're doing impeachment, to take away his presidential library.
What's a presidential library?
Every president gets a library.
A whole library?
A whole library. JFK has a library in Boston. I never went to it, but it does in fact exist. And Trump, I think, is supposed to have a library. I think they were like looking at Florida. Obama's getting one in like Chicago or something. So every president gets a library.
I didn't know this. Was Copley ever a president? Like, how do we have the Copley Library in Boston?
That's different. That's the Boston Public Library, not the Copley Library. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're right.
It just happens to be at the Copley Tea Stop.
I don't know why I thought that.
You were thinking of the mall. You were having fond memories of the Copley Mall.
Is that the one, the Prue, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I have really good memories of that mall.
It's too bad that we can never go to Boston again because it sucks and it's closed down. And there's nothing fun to do ever.
Okay, do we know what's open?
No, I think Boston is pretty closed still. My understanding is, I don't know if anyone in the chat is in Boston, but...
Yeah, because the BBL was one of my favorite places in Boston. The Prue, obviously, we've gone there before. Yeah, we got to find that out because I need a trip to Boston. I need a trip to the Bean, bad.
I want to go to Salem when it gets warm. We were supposed to take a trip to Salem. It was going to be awesome.
Yeah, and then the COVID.
Then the COVID came and destroyed all of our plans.
We get we'll live stream our Salem visit because I think we'll get into some big trouble there.
I want to. You know what we should do? We should start planning this stuff. We're gonna anticipate that everything's gonna be open by October, and we should go to Salem and do like the Halloween ball at the Hawthorne Hotel in Salem.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, that was they still do that at the Hawthorne Hotel?
They do.
I used to do seances there in the 90s. That's kind of funny.
Really?
I did. Yeah. Wow. I wasn't, I was just one of the, assistants. I was very young.
A young psychic.
I was 4 years old.
All right.
We're going to find out what, Carlin?
Okay. I want to do, is Trump going to get convicted in his impeachment trial? Because he seems to be like not even really trying at this point, to be honest.
Is Trump going to get, say that again?
Is Trump going to get convicted at his impeachment trial?
And so I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
The Chariot, Judgment, The sun. No, we did do this before. And he got the sun before, remember?
Oh, I do remember now. Yes, I thought so. I do want to look at if he's going to get a presidential library, but Joshua, I just want to show you this. This is from Christian, who's one of my favorite YouTube commentators. He says the 90s. Joshua doesn't look old at all. 30, maybe. Christian, you just won Joshua's love and admiration.
And I'll send you a check. Just give Carlin your address, and I'll send you one.
You know who Christian interviewed recently?
Who?
Marianne Williamson.
Oh, okay.
And I have not listened to it yet. It is on the list, but I have to because she's crazy, but I think in a good way most of the time.
Most of the time. I didn't like how in Beverly Hills at the Saigon Theater, she kept saying, like, this is somebody who's supposed to be like a law of attraction expert, you know, teaching like the Course of Miracles and all that. And she's like, we're living in dark times, ladies and gentlemen. These are dark times. And then she's like, now everybody close your eyes and hold hands. I'm like, you just told us that we're living in dark times. Now you want us to close our eyes and touch strangers and open up our chakras? I was like, crazy. Anyway, that's my issue with Marianne Williamson. Because she's supposed to be, I wouldn't mind, but this whole thing that she was doing, it was based on the Course of Miracles. And the Course of Miracles was the exact opposite of what she was talking about. With Course of Miracles, you know, it's all about, love, and you're not attacked, because when you're attacked, you have to first see yourself as being weak. I mean, it was just crazy. It was the opposite of the Course of Miracles. And I got very upset. I was very disappointed. Anyway.
I can tell. I haven't seen you this fired up since your gym closed down again. Okay, next question is Trump going to get a presidential library?
Is Trump going to? Someone stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
Wheel of Fortune, Prince of Discs, Eight of Cups. You know, I feel that there's going to be so many people against it. It's going to be almost like...
Really?
Well, the Wheel of Fortune comes up. So this is sort of like, this is like a thing. And then you got Prince of Discs, which is about somebody who would like spearhead it. But then we have Eight of Cups, which is about moving on. So it's like, it's one of those things. Like, this might be more trouble than it's worth. He is hated so much. I mean, the library could be vandalized. I mean, in Hollywood even, like, I can't tell you how many times his star on the Boulevard Walk of Fame has been, demolished. I mean, at this point, it's sort of like, it's costing taxpayer dollars to, remove it or to fix it or whatever. I mean, I think that with Eight of, it's not a practical move, because that it will be like, something will happen to it, I think, most likely. So Eight of Cups, I'd be really surprised if they push it. There's so much issue with it, know?
That would really disappoint me. I want to go to Trump's presidential library. I've never been to a presidential library. I would make a special trip to wherever this library is. I want Trump to have a presidential library. I don't like this answer, Joshua.
I don't know what to say. I mean, it does make sense. I mean, it depends where they would put it. Does Reagan have a library?
Yeah, everyone got a library. I don't know where Reagan... I mean, I assume Reagan's library is probably in California somewhere.
Maybe, yeah.
Boo! All right, I do have a couple more questions, and we already have some super chats coming in. Just so you know, guys, we do take your questions on the show, so send in a super chat if you want Joshua to psychic a question. The sooner you get in, the more likely it is we're going to be able to get to your question. But I will say, if you're going to super chat something in, please make sure you keep it at a high level so it's of interest to everyone, not at a personal level that it's only of interest to you. Joshua does take one-on-one appointments, and Joshua, we still have to have our special where you talk about all the different astrological signs for the year, because we started down that road last week and we didn't get through all the signs.
We totally do. Let's plan it. Maybe we'll do it after the retrograde, so things are more copacetic.
Oh, that's probably a good idea, is to not do it during the retrograde. All right.
What retrograde's great for is planning and outlining and even like planning anything, even a vacation, because communication slows down, so you can actually be like, oh, I can do this, I can do that,
I would certainly like to plan a vacation. I was just telling Victor that I need to plan a vacation, assuming that I am not on the no-fly list.
Do you think you would be?
No, I don't think I am, but apparently some people are scared of it. I don't think I am, though. I keep checking on the websites on the internet that are like, are you on the no-fly list? And I haven't come up yet. So I'm going to find out in a couple weeks. I'm supposed to fly to Florida to go to CPAC. So I will be finding out if I am indeed on the no-fly list, but I'm not really that worried about it.
Okay. Well.
All right, but I do have some questions. I have some questions because there are a couple women that have been making trouble in the Republican Party, as women are known to do, and one for a good reason, what I think is a good reason, one for a not so good reason. So we're gonna go with the not so good one first, and that is Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney is obviously the daughter of Dick Cheney, who is one of the classic neocon Republicans that we don't like, and she's been in Congress forever. She's like the number 3 ranking person in the GOP in the House, and she voted to impeach Donald Trump. And this has caused a shit show for her back home in Wyoming, where she has been like actually reprimanded by the GOP in Wyoming and is now on the verge of like losing her leadership position and being primaried. So I want to look up, is Liz Cheney going to keep her seat in 2022, or will she be primaried?
So that means, is she going to keep her seat or will she be tossed, right?
Yes.
And where is this? Her seat in the
House.
Okay. Say her name again.
Liz Cheney.
And tell me to stop shuffling your cards.
Stop.
Liz Cheney. Abundance, Knight of Cups, 8 of Cups. Interesting. She might, I think if anybody winds up leaving, it would be her. Like on her own accord.
Yes.
On her own accord. Like I don't think she's going to be given the.
She's going to retire rather than lose.
I think so. Because 3 of Cups, like she has a lot of people that are in her corner. Knight of Cups, smooth things over. He's an idealist. But then 8 of Cups, it's sort of like, I get her, perhaps she's like, I'm kind of done with this,
Good. I want her out. I hate all of these neocon Republicans. They need to leave. But you know who's not a neocon is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a freshman congressperson from Georgia, who is basically like a Trump person, and she's got some wacky ideas. She's like into the conspiracy theories, but I think she's awesome because at least she's fighting and pushing back, and I think her heart is in the right place, even if some of her ideas are wacky. But really, like now that Trump is gone, all of the rage of the establishment has directed onto Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I want to see if she is going to lose her committee assignments, because this is really the thing that they're pushing now. Will Marjorie Taylor Greene lose her committee assignments?
Someone stop shuffling.
Stop.
I think she's going to come out victorious.
Good. Because I'm telling you, man.
Sorry?
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. You explain.
So the strife card, this is like, she's going to have to fight. But with Princess of Wands, she's really up for the fight. Is she a fire sign?
I don't know if she's a fire sign, but she's definitely up for the fight. Absolutely. She like her first time in the house, I guess, like when they were doing whatever they were doing, she has to wear a mask in the house, right? She has all these special masks, and the first one that she wore said Trump won.
Oh my God. That's great. She's definitely Princess of Wands, that's for sure. But your final card for her is the Chariot. So she's going to be okay, is my feeling. But there will be a fight. But I think she's up for it. Like, I think that certain people you put with, like, 5 of Wands and they, like, buckle. You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't be able to stand the heat. But I think that she can. Can we find out her sign really quick? What's her name?
Marjorie Taylor Greene. We'll do some quick Googling. I know everyone doesn't like her, but like I just think she's funny. I do. And I think, you know what? Like people are allowed to believe crazy things. They are. The voters elected her. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, I see the Trump one thing. That is hysterical. No, she's a Gemini, but you know, she could have May 27th. But she could, you know, Geminis, you know, they can, you know, they can mutate like very easily. So like say a Gemini was raised by a Leo or an Aries, then, you know, more so than other signs, I think.
Maybe we can look at her chart and then in our next episode and talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, she's a hoot.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get into your super chats. You've sent in quite a few already, so we're going to get through as many as possible. And I see some really good questions that have come up so far. First, I want to say thank you to Jamie Armstrong for becoming a member on the channel. I appreciate it. And Jamie also wants to know, are we going to experience massive unemployment under Biden?
Ooh. I hope not. Let's see.
Me too. But I complain on the internet for a living, so I'll be okay.
And I help people who complain on the internet, so
we're both going to be fine. This is not going to affect us. We don't have blue-collar jobs like building a pipeline.
Okay, focus. What was the question again?
Are we going to have massive unemployment under Joe Biden?
And tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Are we going to have massive? Princess of Cups, Knight of Discs. I would absolutely not say that. I don't think it's going to be massive unemployment.
That's good.
Yeah. I think there's actually, with Princess of Cups, I think with all this water, that's really good. Because there's, I think, going to be an influx of jobs. And with Princess of Cups, it might be a little snowflakey. I mean, there are actually snowflakes on this card.
Oh, good, Joshua. Thank you. Okay, perfect.
So it might be like caring professions or something. Do you know what I mean? Now, these are good cards. I think, again, it's really interesting. There is, you get Knight of Discs in the middle, and then you have Queen of Cups. So there's a very, like, there's a certain emotionality to this. So I think there's going to be more like caring professions or emotional professions or snowflakey professions. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay with that.
I'm not sure that's an altogether good thing because based on my read of a lot of what's going on, a lot of people are getting depressed. And I'm not sure that, and the APA has gone totally woke. So I'm not sure this is actually positive. The devil is in the details on this one.
Yeah, well, you know, honestly, what's interesting is that if a lot of people are depressed more, well, what is that going to do? It's going to open up a lot of jobs for people who are in the helping profession, like therapists.
I guess, but if they're all trained by woke people, then it's going to make things worse.
It is just so interesting. Maybe it's because I'm in LA, but I really don't. And again, I'm also, you know, I'm not. I'm not a minority. But I mean, it just seems like there's so much love and brotherhood. I mean, maybe it's because LA is just. I mean, again, I'm not the person to really speak about it because, you know, I'm white, etc.
Wait. Where is this coming from? Why are you talking woke?
What I'm saying is that if there was hostility or if there was a need for race training, I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to see it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't notice it. But everybody seems to be getting along really. I mean, everybody that I connect with here in Los Angeles, I mean, maybe it's just me. Like, I don't see, like, I mean, I understand I can respect somebody of color, but I never make a judgment about that. Like, I wouldn't
Joshua, hang on. Stop. We need to have an intervention. Why are you speaking woke? Why are you talking about yourself as a white man who needs to have respect and empathy for people of color? Why are you speaking woke? It's not that I don't think that we need to have, like, respect and empathy for everyone, but you're using language that has me concerned. We need to have an intervention.
No, I don't know what I said. What I'm saying is essentially, I don't note any hostility at all. But again, I mean, it wouldn't be directed to me.
No, Joshua.
No, it's true. It's true. Like, why would I be the one to be like, oh yeah, we don't need diversity training, so to speak? But that is how it seems to me. Like, it seems to me as everybody loves everybody, at least around me here. That's how I feel.
You and I are going to have a conversation when we go off air, because I'm actually concerned by the language you're using. It's like, this is like entry-level woke, Joshua. I thought we had deprogrammed you. We had like had you take the red pill. Everything was cool. And now you're like regressing into woke. It's because you live in Los Angeles. You're surrounded with woke people. Did you have to take a diversity training course or something?
No.
Did you have to confess your inherent racism?
No, because I honestly think, I mean, I don't know. I just experienced so much unity with, I mean, around here, I don't notice any tension, but again, maybe it's me, it just goes over my head if there is an issue. Do you know what I mean?
All right, fair enough. I'm going to keep paying attention to this now, though. It's concerning. All right, moving on from Joshua's diversity training. Guys, I promise I'm not gonna let Joshua go woke. I'm gonna make sure this is fine, okay? You don't have to worry about it. Don't relax, okay? All right, Naughty One wants to know, will Biden stop circumventing Congress and the Senate and ease up on the executive orders? So Joshua, Joe Biden, who before the election said that only dictators governed through executive orders, has now issued more executive orders in his first couple weeks in office than any president in history.
Wow. Yeah.
So is he going to keep doing this, or is he going to cut it out?
Let's see. Like, why is he going overboard with this? Isn't that weird? Like, what? Like, why?
Well, is that something we can psychic? Like, why has Biden jumped off the executive order deep end? Maybe we can start there.
Figure out if he's going to continue this like rampage.
All right, let's
easy, you know?
Whatever you think is best.
Okay, so will he continue with these executive orders? Like, will there be a ton more is what we're asking, right?
Yes.
And so I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
The moon, wealth, worry. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. I think he's going to be having to backpedal some of these. I think he was a little overzealous. Yep.
Good.
Yep. And it's interesting. Well, no, you know, Mercury retrograde, we were in its shadow period, its pre-shadow period prior to the 30th, and he got inaugurated the 21st or whatever, right? Yeah. So like 9 days before the retrograde, he's making all of these, like, giving all of these orders. So the moon card comes up. There's like confusion around that. There's wealth. So I think that certain things have been changed around that might be very costly.
You think?
Very, yeah. And I think that it's going to put him in a crunch. So I think that he's going to, you know, he's going to have to hold his horse, which is foolish because I think there's certain things that is really, really important to America and to the Democrats and to him that now I think that's going to be, it's problematic. Yeah.
Well, can we look at what his motivation is for issuing 40 plus executive orders in 2 weeks?
Yeah, you should look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
So upsetting. The Devil, Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands. Oh.
Why?
So the Devil, this is interesting. Remember how we were talking before about, you know, now we're like draining the swamp we have been, and this thing with like Pluto and Capricorn, and how, you know, we're right now sort of like seeing how like powerful people are corrupt and how power is corrupt, etc. This was a complete power play. Just sort of like, I'm like, might makes right. I'm gonna I'm gonna really, it was almost like a temptation and also a status thing. Like, I think that he really wanted to assert himself, probably because he got so bullied by Trump or feels so inferior to Trump, maybe. But yeah, the devil card is interesting. With Queen of Wands, I think this is probably our Nancy.
I was gonna say there's a woman.
With a woman, yeah. And then with Knight of Wands, I think that there is communications. I think in order for him to get in an office beforehand, I feel like there were probably communications with some higher ups, and it was almost a matter of, well, if you're president, in a manner of speaking, we want X, Y, B, Z, and D, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I think that there was probably, it's all about, about like how we play politics, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. So I think that a lot of it was like quid pro quos, and I think that he was just, I think one person in particular was asking for certain things, and I feel strongly that he made these decisions obviously prior to getting elected. I think it was part of the whole deal.
It was part of him getting installed in the presidency by the Democratic Party.
Yes.
Not actually winning anything, but
well, I feel like somebody who was in charge of I feel like he's definitely their communications. It's very much convoluted, almost to this extent that I don't even know, like, how much is his choice?
This is actually a perfect segue, Joshua, because Thomas Bennett has asked, is Joe Biden making his own policy decisions, or is he simply a mouthpiece for his advisors?
Let's check.
Perfect timing. Perfect.
Our timing is impeccable. Let's see. So is Joe Biden a mouthpiece for his advisors, right?
Yes.
Tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Let's see. Oh yeah. He again, the love card comes up, which I think is a little dangerous in this instance. You know how like people they make decisions emotionally and they back them up with logic?
I do. I used to do a whole presentation about that, in fact.
Oh, okay. That's probably where I learned it from. So the thing is that with the love card, somebody has his ear, and that I think could be problematic, because if somebody then he's making decisions based on emotion and not logic. And then you have the interference card.
That was impressive. I was like, what? That was like when my dog lets out a really loud whine and it just goes on forever. Yeah, that's exactly how that goes.
And then you have Ace of Cups. So I think that he's making there's definitely a lot of ears that are in his a lot of voices that are in his ears. So I think that he is a Scorpio. So at the end of the day, he's going to do things that, especially, is he going to follow that line of reasoning of going with what feels right.
Mm-hmm. All right, Joe.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Okay, Charmed 3XS. Oh, this is a good question. This is something I'm actually interested in. So you know that fencing that went up around the Capitol building to protect Joe Biden's inauguration from evil insurrectionists? Well, yes. Now they're saying that the fencing might be permanent forever. So they're basically talking about the militarization of the Capitol, which I'm not a fan of and I think is really stupid. But Charmed 3XS wants to know, why is the fencing still around the Capitol and the National Guard still in D.C.?
Come on, stop shuffling.
Stop.
Oh my God. So, Ace of Swords, 10 of Swords, Knight of Swords.
That's a lot of swords, Joshua. What's going on with the swords?
My feeling is that Yeah, there may, I think with all these swords, it's like, especially with Knight of Swords, that's like change that require fast and competent reactions. So maybe they've gotten some insight, again, swords, mind, air, intelligence. Maybe they've gotten intelligence that there are plans to create problems. Do you know what I mean? Like swords is the air element. It's all about communication, talk, ideas, information, intel. So my feeling is with all of these negative, well, yeah, I mean, they're negatively defined cards. My guess is that maybe they've gotten some negative intel that has made them feel a need to really protect themselves. But with the Ace of Swords, it's a matter of like, this is the power to win and for victory. And I think that with Ten of Swords, I think that they must feel that they are still under attack for whatever reason. And I think with Knight of Swords, I think some information was given to them. I think that there's logical reasons for what they are doing.
Can we look up if they're legitimately scared of an attack? I don't know how the best to psychic this, but if they are legitimately scared of an attack, does it come from the left or the right?
You mean the threat or?
Yes. Like whatever they're afraid of. If they're legitimately afraid of something, does it come from the political left like Antifa, or does it come from the right like QAnon?
So is this the perspective, or is this are you saying like, are they afraid of Antifa, or are they afraid of the right? Or are you saying, is it really Antifa that's making the threats, or is it really the right?
I want to know what they're afraid of.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's see. I think the easiest way to look at it is because it would be really Antifa or the right, right?
It'd be like Antifa or like QAnon. Yeah.
So let's just see how they feel about Antifa, if they still think it's a figment of the imagination or whatever.
Let's do that. I think that is a great question. Yeah. Perfect.
So the question would be, and who are we talking about? We're talking about
Nancy, probably, because she's the one that controls the Capitol.
Okay.
Joshua's favorite person.
Okay, so how does Nancy feel about Antifa, right?
Yes.
And tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Well, there's a certain level of defensiveness. I think with the power card, she feels the need to definitely hold on to what she has. Like she's not giving it any power, right? But with the interference, I think that she's hearing a lot of things about it. So it's hard for her to like determine like what's what. So I think that she's more afraid of the right. Especially, I mean, talk about, with what happened at the Capitol in her office. I mean, that I imagine.
You know what? I don't even care. I feel no sympathy for Nancy Pelosi if she has not wrapped her head around the idea that Antifa is a real thing, particularly when Antifa literally on Joe Biden's inauguration day destroyed the Democratic Party headquarters in Portland. They damn well know it's a real thing. And if they don't know it's a real thing at this point, like I have no sympathy for them at all whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that it's almost like, I think that when you're in politics, like if there's a lie that you have to sort of uphold, I think it just becomes really like it's more practical to believe the lie yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going through these news conferences, you don't know if the room is bugged, you don't know who's listening on the call. Like you may as well just ground yourself to the lie. And in this case, it would be, it's not a thing, it's just an idea. Do you know what I mean?
See, this is ridiculous. This is the only thing that actually makes me want to run for Congress because I wouldn't buy into any of this nonsense. I don't want to be a politician, and I feel like I would be like one of the few people that would actually like make sense and would actually tell people the damn truth. This just drives me nuts. Like people that are politicians forever, it's just like, why? Like, what's even the point? I don't even understand.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. I might have some more questions about that, but we're going to get through our super chats first. SM6861 wants to know, will Trump ever get vindication for what happened in the 2020 election?
And tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Disc strife. It'll be a struggle, but it does look like somebody is really fighting for that cause. Somebody who's like really has dug his feet in, really grounded about it. But with the strife card, it ain't easy. You know what I mean? It's almost like certain things are figured out and formalized, but then they're like uprooted or, made, there's definitely contenders that are against it. But I think with your final card being the Chariot, I do think that there'll be vindication at some point in time. I would guess 5 years.
5 years.
I mean, if I had to guess, if somebody was like, Joshua, when? Luckily, nobody will.
I do that all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Besides you, I think that eventually, but it's a struggle. It's a lot of work, but there's this earthy guy. So some grounded guy, earthy, probably a lawyer, right?
Not Linwood. Not Linwood. Not Linwood.
No, Linwood is
insane. Is the word you're looking for? Insane.
Oh, Linwood is who again? Is that the Libra?
No, I don't remember what sign he is, but he is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, I don't think it's him or the woman. The woman who gives me a headache. What's the woman's name?
Sydney Powell.
That woman needs. Yeah, she's a little strange, isn't she? Yeah.
She's very strange. Yes. Yeah.
I'm sure she's brilliant, but yeah.
There is a thin line between brilliant and madness, isn't there?
Very thin.
Yeah. All right, go. Our Bizarre says maybe you're talking about Robert Barnes. Have we talked about Barnes? Huh?
Let's see Robert Barnes. Let's see what sign he is. If he's an Earth sign.
Yeah.
Barnes.
Someone Google Barnes' sign.
What do I know him? I mean, there's a lot of. Well, I'm guessing there's a lot of Robert Barnes. So who is he? Is he a lawyer?
He is a lawyer, and he does YouTube lawyering where he explains stuff to us. Here, I'll look him up real quick. Robert Barnes, lawyer. I know. Okay, I got him. Hang on. Share screen. There he is. Barnes.
Okay. Do we know his birthday?
I don't know.
Guys,
does anyone know Barnes' birthday? Someone sleuth Barnes' birthday for us. I can ask him. I'll DM if no one can find it. I'll DM him. We'll look at it next week or something. Yeah,
we'll figure it out. We'll crack the case.
Oh! Catherine Scully says April 11th. Oh,
okay.
Like me, he's an Aries.
He's an Aries. Yeah, I mean, he could be a very earthy Aries, but if he's on like YouTube, probably not.
Wow.
Who knows? But yeah, there's some earthy guy. He's probably behind the scenes at this point, but I think he's working really hard, and he has a challenge ahead, though. So
good. All right, let's see. Cold Summer 91 wants to know who will win the stock market war. Joshua, have you been following along with the stock market war?
With GameStop?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's so interesting because it's a total Aquarius thing that's going on with Saturn, Jupiter, Aquarius. It's like this David and Goliath thing or a Robin Hood analogy. It's just fascinating.
Well, Robin Hood is actually a pretty apt analogy because there is actually an investing app called Robin Hood that did not act like Robin Hood, that acted like the sheriff of Nottingham.
I agree. Yeah, right. Very much so. Yeah. Yeah. So I think this isn't resolved yet, eh?
No. Well, I mean, it's still going on. It's like an ongoing thing. Although GameStop's stock did tank today. So I don't know how much longer it's going to be going on for, but they had a good little rebellion on their hands. It was pretty amazing. Until they put the kibosh on it, right? Well, no, I mean, it's been going on a little longer than that. Like the kibosh pissed them off more than anything else, I think. But I guess maybe can we psychic? Are the hedge funds going to make that back their $70 billion that they lost? Did they lose that? Yes, they did. Well, that was when they made the stock go up that they shorted like rat bastards. So, okay. So the thing is that you want to know if the hedge funds are going to make that back with GameStop? Yeah, are the hedge funds going to win the stock market war? I guess is my question. Okay, because the hedge funds are the people that have all the money. That's correct? They're the billionaires. Yes, they're the billionaires. They're the bad guys. They are the sheriff of Nottingham.
They're the sheriff. No, okay. So will the hedge funds recoup their losses? Yes.
Yes.
Tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Yeah. The Empress, the Emperor. I mean, there's so much. I mean, this is a drop in the bucket to them. I really can't see how many people, like individuals, would really be affected. These are very wealthy cards. With the Two of Swords, there is going to be like a standoff. So I think it's yet to be determined. But these people are not going broke over this whole thing. Do you know what I mean? At least it doesn't show here that that's the case. Maybe a few are. I don't know. Have there been people that have been like, oh my God, what am I going to do? No, they're like billionaires, right?
Yeah, but they were kind of pissed. I will say this, though. There was one guy that I think was like the leader of this whole thing. Joshua, he lost $15 million in a day, and he still did not sell that stock because he wanted to teach them a lesson. That guy gets points. That guy gets a gold star, even though he lost all his money. All right, let's see. Ivan ID now. I have no idea how to say your name, dude, but I appreciate the super chat. He says, "Hello, Joshua. Can you psychic to see if Tulsi were to run for president again, will she be victorious?"
Ooh, I like her. Don't you like her?
I do like her.
Tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Strife, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords. I think that with the Strife card, it would not be easy.
Why do we keep getting the Strife card? Every thing is getting the Strife card.
Well, we are under Mercury retrograde. That could be. But yeah, with Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, I don't know. I don't know if that's her path. I feel like there's this other guy that she might be more likely to support. I think she'd be more likely to be somebody's vice. What I get. That's more realizable, is my feeling.
I think that makes sense. I have a question. Am I too quick on the draw when you tell you to stop shuffling and then I do it really quickly? Because sometimes people in the chat yell at me. They're like, Carlin, you have to let Joshua shuffle for at least 3 seconds before you tell him to stop.
No, I think that we have a good synastry going. Yeah. No, I always think it feels right. Like when you say it, I feel like it's the right time.
See, people in the chat, I don't want any grief for saying stop quickly.
Yeah, I would always say, I'd be like, give me a second.
All right. Charmed 3XS asks, will Trump be Speaker of the House after the 2022 election? Now, let me explain where this question is coming from. So, wait. Listen, Trump has moved to Florida, right? Trump could, just picture this, Joshua. Trump could conceivably run for Congress in his district in Florida. Or, alternatively, if there is a red wave in the House, Trump doesn't even need to be in Congress, really. The House could just elect him as Speaker of the House. So Trump could either run for Congress in his district in Florida, and if there's a red wave, get in that way, or potentially just be named Speaker of the House, because there's technically not a rule that it needs to be a member of Congress. So that would be really funny too. But let's just posit this. Let's say Trump runs for Congress, he wins, there's a red wave, he gets named Speaker of the House. And if there is also if the GOP also takes control of the Senate and maybe gets Mitch McConnell out of there, like he's a rat bastard, maybe puts someone like Ted Cruz in, who I don't really like anymore, but we're just going to follow the analogy for a second. What could conceivably happen if Trump is Speaker of the House and Ted Cruz or someone good is the Senate Majority Leader? They could conceivably impeach Biden and Kamala, get them out of office, and then Trump becomes president again.
Oh my God. So step by step. Will Trump become Speaker of the House?
Yes. Will Trump become the Speaker of the House in 2022? That's probably a good starting point.
And I'm going to stop shuffling on that.
Stop.
The Magician, the world, strength.
I like the world. I like that. I like all those cards, Joshua.
Yeah, I think that if he wants it, then I think he'd be able to make it happen. Yeah. And I think with the world card, there is success, but I think that with the 9 of Wands, I think that he's going to be a little bit trepidatious. I mean, I think it would make sense for him to, really think about all of his options, and build his wealth back. I'm guessing that, do you think that he took a hit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he probably wants to, build up his wealth. I mean, that might be the big thing. I think if he wants it, he's going to be able to get it. He is not done by any stretch.
Good. Rick Grinnell was saying, I think it was last week, Trump wants to run again.
Wow.
I think he should. Salt Mine Boss says Joshua is pulling his trigger.
Literally.
Jen O'Toole, who has been permanently banned on Twitter for no good reason, said, I just wanted to say hi to you guys. I'm so busy right now. I've missed 3 weeks in a row. Love seeing your faces. Jen, we love you too. We miss you. Okay. HB Lawrence, Joshua, asked a question that is pertinent to you.
Ooh.
They asked, are we going to see more of California open up soon? In other words, will Joshua get his gym back?
Will Joshua get his gym back? Soon. Well, I mean, obviously, eventually. Can we put a time on this so we can actually say by
next month?
End of next month?
Yes.
More open than it is already now, right?
Yes.
End of next month would be end of March. Where is this year going? Stop it.
No.
Stop.
It's not my fault.
Please. Okay, so end of March, will LA be more opened up than it is now, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Oh, this is scary.
The pressure.
Yes. We actually will. Yeah.
Yay!
So Cups is, again, this is emotional ideals. And then you have the success card, nice, good balance going on. And then you have 9 of discs. So I think that, things will, it's not going to be crazy town. It's not going to be unsafe. I think it's just going to be opened up in a way that, I think that there's going to be a nice balance. I think that, it definitely will by the end of March.
Well, you know why that's going to happen is because Gavin doesn't want to get recalled.
I don't even like hearing his name. I don't.
All right, Joshua, we got to go into hyperspeed because we got a bunch of super chats left. We only have 5 minutes left. So we're going to do our very, very, very best to get through as many as we can. Snark Victory wants to know, will Jen Paskey, I don't even know how to pronounce her name, Paskey get fired? The press secretary. Will Biden's press secretary with the bad red hair get fired?
With the bad red hair. Okay. I like her. You don't like her?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I think she's very likable. What is wrong with people?
No, Joshua. She's not likable at all. She's the least likable person I've ever seen in my life.
Really? She seems so innocent.
No.
Okay. Anyway, is she going to get fired, right?
Yes.
Say her name again.
I don't know how to say her name.
The girl with the red hair?
Jen.
Tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Knight of Cups, Queen of Wands, completion. Huh.
Completion.
I mean, I think that if she were, I don't think she's going to get fired. I think if anything, she might leave with all the baloney she's, having to, feed and, deal with. So, yeah.
Man. All right. Robert Will says, have a blessed night in life. Love what you're doing. And thank you for all you do for us, Carlin. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Nate Early says, I have a feeling that in 2021, we, the little people, will continuously send the message to the powerful that they don't have as much power as they think. Can Joshua psychic how this might turn out?
Okay. So what would be the question? How do you think we can phrase this question?
Will the little people be sending? Will the proletariat rise up? I guess I don't know.
Little people. Now we're not talking like.
No, we're not. We're not talking about midgets. We're talking about the real people like you and I versus the establishment.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, astrologically, it certainly would seem that way. And I think GameStop is certainly that's a precursor, by the way. The whole GameStop thing, that's the big preview for the movie for this year and next year.
Yes, it is.
So you want to know, though, will the little people rise up more and more?
Stark Victory's got it. Will there be a populist uprising? That's much better, Stark Victory. Thank you.
I like it. Yeah. And I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Happiness, debauch, Princess of Disc. Absolutely.
Yay!
Yeah. I think it's just going to be important for everybody to get really clear on exactly what it is that they want. You know what I mean? Like everything is here to make it really, really good. Like a lot of good things, but you got to get crystal clear because you're going to be up against the bigwigs who are very logical and have lawyers, and do you know what I mean? They bet this a little bit longer. So gotta, saddle up.
I like that answer quite a bit. All right, guys, I'm going to try to get through as many of these as I can. I will say to PMED girl, she asked, how soon will Kamala take over as president? Joshua has actually psychicked this a couple weeks in a row, and he thinks that Biden's going to make it the whole 4 years. So we don't think there's going to be a Kamala takeover at this point. Let me see. AD wants to know, are there any honest politicians in the House or the Senate?
Let's see. And tell me to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Ace of Cups, Empress, and Prince of Discs. I mean, these cards would absolutely say so. I mean, Ace of Cups is all about, moving from your heart, going from your heart. The Empress is just, she's the loving Earth Mother, and I think she's very honest. And then Prince of Discs, he's incredibly honest. He wouldn't be able to look in the mirror unless he was honest. So I think so, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that says something, I suppose. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to pronounce your name, dudes. KRSPILEG Transport LLC asks, Dr. B, what are you looking at on the screen? Well, I'm looking at Joshua. I am looking at the chat. I'm looking at the super chats. I'm trying to keep all you hooligans in line. That's all. There's nothing very exciting on my screen. I'm sorry. I know sometimes it doesn't look like my eyes are looking where they should be to you guys, but I'm not. I'm trying to I have a whole system here, guys. Okay. Let me see. PMED girl, thank you again for the sticker and the support. Sean Hammond says, will Biden get reelected in 2024? We're gonna ask this question every day for the next 4 years, Josh.
I mean, you think he'd really run?
I don't know.
I mean, that's really pushing it. I mean, he's old. He's older than Trump.
I agree. I don't think he's gonna get another term, but whatever.
Well, let's see. Will Biden get reelected?
Yes.
And I'm going to stop shuffling.
Stop.
Ace of Swords, Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords. No. Hardly. No. We got to wrap up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. If I missed your super chat, I apologize. I did try to get as many in as I could, but Joshua has just ordered me to wrap up. So, Joshua, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah. Rest, relax. Anything the prefix is really good around now until I really say, obviously keep going and doing what you're doing, but definitely try to rest between now and say mid-March, just because Mercury retrograde, it could take a lot out of us. So anything with the prefix. So rest, recuperate, revision, revise, renovate. And that's how you can make the most of this time. Don't get upset, relax, do whatever you can to chill out.
Yeah. All right. Guys, if you enjoyed this show, we do it every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. You can come back, bring your burning questions. The sooner you get your super chats in, the more likely it is we're actually going to get to them, but we do try to get to all of them at the end of the show. We don't always succeed. All right, guys, that's all we have for tonight because Joshua apparently is in a hurry of some sort. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your night. Bye.